Welcome back to another video on Gearsaw Studios, and today I'm going to be covering 25w02a, which you can see is part of an unnamed update. Whether this is 122 or 121.5 is currently unknown. However, we can see leaf particles now spawn from all leaves now to match the Pale Garden and Cherry Groves, Wildflowers exist, and the pigs now have more variants. So, without further ado, let's investigate what this update is bringing. Going over to the Dark Forest, and you can see leaf litter now generates. And leaf litter is exactly what it says. It's just dead leaves, and they work exactly like wildflowers, pink petals, things like that. And you can see they're all around here. It doesn't seem like they have a crafting recipe yet, which would make them non-renewable, but I highly doubt they'd remain like that forever. And then there are a few other changes. So of course, I was talking about pig variants in the intro, and right here we have a cold biome, which means if I summon a pig, you'll notice, this is my first time seeing it actually, it's now a woolly pig. I don't think you can shear it, but yes, there are now pig variants, which means, well, wolves have variants, frogs have variants, and now pigs. I wouldn't be surprised to start seeing cow variants. Unlikely to see sheep, but still, this is certainly an interesting feature, and I'm in support of it. Over here, you can see more wildflowers generating, and then in the normal forest, we also have leaf litter around. And this seems to only generate on, well, initial generation. You aren't going to see it coming off your tree, so you don't have to worry about it griefing all your builds. So yeah, we have those pigs now, and if we go over to a Badlands biome, you can see here wooded Badlands, and there are more leaf litter blocks. So looking around, if you find pigs, they'll be orange now, which means more variants, and yeah, they're going to actually be improving the overworld, and this is an update I didn't realize we needed, but yeah, this is certainly something. Not entirely sure how to feel about leaf litter, but I'm sure it will grow on me. As for existing survival worlds, I'm gonna have very mixed feelings. Of course, like this update, I like it, but I'm gonna have to reset so many chunks if I want to have the forests near me look like this. But all in all, I think this is a fantastic change. And now going into some of the other things they did, things like iron doors, iron bars, and I'm gonna trust the iron block has this too. It has new sounds. So, placing down more, you can see new noises. So I'm going to be quiet so you can hear them. You can see they now have iron sounding things. They don't use generic metal anymore. So overall, they're just going in and fixing some of the old things that have been outstanding in the game for a while, which is something I know a lot of people wanted, myself included. So this update seems like it's going to be a revisiting overworld, revisiting the general feel of Minecraft, and that would explain why the most recent Bedrock preview has been fixing things like the generation of flowers and pumpkins. So overall, this is a small snapshot, but it's certainly a welcome one. Right here at this ruined portal, you're going to see something that is probably going to surprise you a lot. And let's look at the chest loot. What do you know? Lodestones. And you're probably thinking, oh, free netherite related items. Well, they're not crafted with netherite anymore. Instead, they are crafted with iron, surprisingly, which I think is a fantastic change. It was way too expensive to warrant netherite. So, getting myself some chiseled blocks, and then a crafting table. Then we can craft ourselves lodestones. And yeah, with this new lodestone edition, you should be able to use a lot more of them in building, and finally, I can move them off my no use in building list because, well, they're cheap now. I can use them whenever I want. They're just 1 iron and a few chiseled blocks. And along with that, some miscellaneous changes. So of course, all leaves will now give you, well, the particles. So go to any biome, you'll find yourself particles raining down. So let's see. Oak tree, is it going to give any? And you can see some of them are raining down. And then some other things. Well, the fallen leaves block, the decaying stuff, you can get that by smelting leaves, and they can be used as fuel. And along with that, it seems like the wildflowers will give you yellow dye, which of course already adds to how easy it is to get yellow dye in this game. But overall, they're revisiting the overworld. So I guess now's the time to post feedback in the Minecraft Discord, and overall, I think this is a fantastic change. You're going to be seeing a lot more liveliness in the world, and potentially, you're going to be seeing, well, what's basically a birch forest rework, most likely. With one final change I wanted to share, the fact that pale gardens are now generally larger, hooray, and woodland mansions can generate in them to make sure those aren't too rare. It's the end of today's video. If you enjoyed this video, remember, please like and subscribe. I'm trying to make this video a little bit shorter because I'm noticing as the channel goes on, I'm just getting more and more verbose, and I think that is, not the best. Either way, enjoy the rest of your day. Gearsaw out.